Ask them to write in the feedback. Okay. Dear participants, our resource person gave an assignment to us. So what you have learned from his presentation up to this time, kindly give it in chat box. He will join with us within 1 minute. Due to network problem, he will join with us again. So in this time, we would admit the newcomers. Yes. Okay. Our resource person on the line. Sir, yes, sir, you can continue, sir. We can see your screen, sir.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it's clear.
Yeah. Can you see the screen also, the marketing screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We can see the.
So, okay. So till now, see, these are some technical problems that we have. So don't worry about it. You just keep yourself on mute. So whatever videos that we have seen and whatever responses that we have seen are the now of what marketers do. Okay. So that is why I have highlighted the now. So if you are going to look at the patterns, what are the patterns of all these advertisements that we have seen? The first is advertisements are now become compassionate and it has become very optimistic. Do you agree by that fact? Yes. Okay. So it has become very, very compassionate and it has become very optimistic. Okay. Second is it is reference to the consumer now. So what consumer wants is more important than what the company have. So and then companies started meeting online. So you see a lot of these companies coming on social media and all that, which are secondary media that they were using before in a very, very meager way. They have gone online. Okay, and the orientation is customer orientation. And companies have started giving discounts also. And some people have started giving donations. So what does that mean? It gives some kind of a feeling for the public, general public, that the company is doing something good at the time of need, right? And BAU is business as usual. No, so we have to look at what is going to be the business as usual. The companies have to be very, very careful. And there is something called beyond also, business as usual and beyond also. Okay, so let me recap this again. So companies have become compassionate. They have become very, very optimistic in their outlook. They have become very, very optimistic in their advertisements. And they are becoming very, very customer oriented now. And they are getting the feeling of the customer in their advertisements. They are meeting customers online. They have discounted their prices. They have started giving donations, especially to Prime Minister's Relief Fund and other places where people are in need. And they have to look at business as usual in the near future. Maybe by December, everything will be all right. No, you cannot predict when, but then things will be all right very soon, because we are in a very, very, if you look at the Spanish flu, at that point in time, they took only 3 years to come back to the normal. That means this, with all these technologies and with all these pharmaceutical companies and with all these researchers going around, things should fall in place very soon. But companies have to look at what is going beyond the business as usual also. Basically, they have to be very, very careful, right? So what are the strategies that companies can use? That's the next question that we have to address. So what we have addressed here is how are they doing it now? But then we are going to see what are the strategies that they have to adopt. The first is they have to be very, very crisp and clear in the clutter, because 90% of the people are not listening to anything now because they have their own problems to solve. So advertisement is all about listening. Marketing is also about communicating, and you have the 4 P's of marketing called product, price, place, and promotion. This is what they do. But then they have to be the advertisers, marketers have to be very, very crisp in their communication and very, very clear also. Because 80%, 90% of what we say is not seen in the clutter. Because everybody is so much worried about their family, so much worried about their income, so much worried about their family's health, and so much worried about getting out into the open, out of their house. So everybody is quite happy being in the house. So in this clutter, they have to be crisp and clear. Overuse to social media. There is a lot of social media that is being used, and people are in an insecure clutter. So this is the time when companies can respond and come up with crisp and very, very clear communication by way of advertisements. So that's the first strategy. Second strategy is they have to be very, very caring. Companies has to be caring, and they have to be concerned also, because you cannot just wait. You have seen the advertisement of Hindu, which says don't make advantage of the situation. So no more advantage marketing, no more reaping benefits marketing, no more instant marketing, and companies have to be very, very concerned and very, very caring. So this is the second strategy that company can adopt. There are only few strategies that I am going to discuss. So first was crisp and clear communication. Second is caring and concern. Let's see the third one. The third one is they have to be innovative. And now companies have been innovative. There are companies which are manufacturing, especially when you see companies in Italy, you see companies which come up with fashion innovativeness within a span of 2 weeks. That's not the kind of innovativeness that I am talking about. I am talking about innovativeness when there are no budgets, innovativeness when there are no equipments, innovativeness when there is a company and there is a customer. That is just me and you, right? That innovativeness is what I'm talking. So companies have to be strategically innovative, and they have to be resourceful also. They cannot just say, they have to be resourceful in coming out with ideas. We have seen many recordings of people who are singing songs from different locations. So that is the resourcefulness that I'm talking about. So companies have to be innovative. So the first is crisp and clear communications. Second is caring and concern. Third is innovative and resourceful. Fourth is risk awareness. You have to be very, very, the strategy should be to avert all risk, because this is about money. Communication is about money. So you have to be taking the risk very, very carefully, and it has to be very, very calculated, because you don't know you don't have any certainty of what is tomorrow. So uncertain world, very, very vulnerable situation, and very, very risky future, and we are in the shadow. So the fourth idea that I want to propose to the companies is they have to be risk aware and they have to be calculated. So these are the four strategies that I have identified. So crisp and clear in this clutter, caring and concerned, don't talk about instant reaping benefits, and you have to be innovative and resourceful, because we don't have budgets, companies does not have budgets, customer does not have money with them, no achievements with them, no more big videos and big cameras with them. You cannot just go out, just me and you. So you have to be very, very passionate. That's another idea that I want to propose here. So innovative, resourceful, and passionate. And risk avert, very, very calculated. You cannot we don't know what is happening tomorrow. So uncertain, vulnerable situations are there out there. You have to be very, very taking very, very calculated risk. and we have to be because everybody is in the shadow, everybody is in a risky future, and everybody is vulnerable. Right. So, what is the future? The future is prepare now and preempt. Preempt means take action in order to prevent. So, prepare now because there might be a next crisis also. You never know because you don't know whether the next crisis will come in the form of a second wave of the pandemic. So, next crisis has to be taken care of in your strategies. You cannot, you have to be a little bit advocism. You have to do a little bit of advocism, but don't do lot of advocism. You have to have a reactive response. You cannot have a proactive response because there are many things which are happening. And then sometimes you have to take a reactive response also. Action first is the key word. You have to take the action first, right? So preempt and prepare now. This is what the strategies for the future is. Second is inevitable, change the world. The world is going to be changing. Customers are going to be different. Companies have to think it in a different way. Marketing styles should be different, and this is inevitable. You cannot just blame anybody for this. This is inevitable. You have to just manage your changed world. Consider learning from the changes. There are so many things that we can learn from these changes. You can reflect on the learnings, and I would primarily say revisit marketing plans for the future. Because when you start, when there is a company, they actually create strategies for the next year. Revisit the marketing plans. That's called the marketing plan. Revisit the marketing plan. Because what is intended for yesterday is not working now. So you have to revisit the marketing plan. So basically, you have to consider learning from the changes, reflect on learnings, revisit marketing plans for the future, and change the world is inevitable. So change the attitudes are also there. So change the attitudes and behavior for the customers. Likely, there are so many likely changes. Philip Kotler has discussed something. I've sent you this pre-read yesterday. You might have read through it. It only says that there's a great depression ahead, and it says health economic impact is going to be very, very strong, and the people have anxiety. Now companies have to re-examine what they are thinking. But people are thinking of what to consume and how to consume, how much to consume. So people have started. They don't go for anything. What is premium? They don't want to eat out. They don't want to buy things which are costly because salaries have come down for many people. And how much to consume is also considered. People have started considering how much to consume also. So in case people were happily consuming more of biscuits, maybe people have come down on. I'm taking only a very, very simple example of biscuits. Maybe we have seen these cream biscuits. We don't buy the cream biscuits now at our home. So we don't want to, we want to save this money for the future. So how much to consume is also there. And influences of inequality. There are going to be a lot of these influences of inequality because people at different levels, you have the haves and the have-nots, and people are there in the different tiers also. You have people who are rich, people who are poor, people who are, people who are in the middle class, people who are in the upper middle class. So this is going to, this pandemic is going to influence their equality also. So companies have to look at how all this is influenced by class issues and inequality. And consumers will be more thoughtful about what they consume and how much they need to consume. So Philip Kotler also in his article, he talks about capitalism is an economic system based on the private ownership of means of production and their operation of profits. He says characteristics central to capitalism include private property, capital accumulation, wage labor, voluntary exchange, a price system, and competitive markets. This is going to change. That is what he says in his finds in his article. He writes in his article. So we will see what are the few points that he is discussing in the article. The article says changed attitudes again, and the behavior of customers is going to change. And he says brands will vanish. Brands will no longer exist. What is good for me, what is worthwhile using is what the customer will use. So it says brands will vanish. And it also he also says people are going to be concerned about their fragile health. because of the pandemic, because of the COVID-19, they'll have this feeling of fragile health, and the people will eat healthy. So people will eat more of citrus fruits and homegrown food, and uh, people will select items which are rich in nutrients and all that. Health cost is going to be is going to be high, so people are going to be staying safe. So this is what he talks about in this article in the first few paragraphs. He says brands will vanish, fragile health, eat health costs will be high, so people will stay safe. And he identifies some behavior. He says lost jobs, and because of lost jobs, people will spend less. So marketers has to be very careful in what the offer is. When they offer the product, they have to offer products which are not very costly. More homegrown crops, that means less eat out. So loss of jobs, spend less. Lost jobs, spend less. More home crops, less eat out. So marketers should plan for these kind of products. Okay, and it says more family and friends. That means they are going to be talking to their family and friends more. And at the most, what you can do is you can go to the social media, and and most of these family and friends together will urge the social media also to use less. Okay, so customers who are using less will urge people to use less through social media. Customers who are vegetarians will urge through social media to go vegetarian. Customers who are eating healthy will urge through social media to eat healthy products. That is what it says. That is what he means by urge through social media. And brands there are plenty of brands, but what is the greater purpose? Lifebuoy has come up with this. Unilever has come up with this idea of giving sanitizers to the police, right? So their greater purpose is to stay healthy. Their greater purpose is to keep everybody healthy. So brands have to be. No, Lifebuoy is not a brand for them now. It has a greater purpose. So brands, if marketers have to manage their brands should have a greater purpose, and that greater purpose should be connected to the customer. That is what it means. So changed attitudes and behavior. They will spend less. They will eat less. Eat less out. That means less eat outs. They don't go to the restaurants and all that. They will have more of family and friends with them. They will urge through social media to do what they are doing, and the brands should actually come up with a greater purpose. We will go to the next slide. He talks to us another 3 more ideas. The idea here is he talks about income equality. He talks about Great Depression. He talks about health economic impact. He talks about anxiety of people. He talks about re-examine what the marketers do. He talks about what to consume, how much to consume, influences of inequality. So we'll see this also. So this is what he talks about in his article. So that brings us to the time for discussion. So if you have a question, you can type in the chat box, and I'll be happy to answer if I know the answer. If I don't know the answer, please send your email ID so that I can write to you. So that sorts of bring down my presentation. So Mrs. Dr. Amrita, over to you. Mute.
Thank you for your nice presentation. You have explained the topic with a simple and great examples. So participants, this is the time to you. If you have any queries, kindly unmute your mic and ask to the resource person. He is ready.
Yes. I hope everybody has seen the presentation completely. Okay, ready.
Sir, I am Dr. Pushkala. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. So I could join only in between. Sorry, I could not join in the beginning. But my question is, even once they are marketing all the products, okay, they used to have all health appeal. Generally, generally, but now here afterwards, health appeal only works. But along with that, they should come with the valid proof, that is some scientific backing of what they say. This is my opinion, sir.
Sure. Absolutely. Companies cannot sustain in a world where the customers are not connected. Earlier, we have become companies have become very greedy, and every other week they will come up with a new product, and they will sort of manage the customers in such a way that the money from the pocket of the customer goes to the company. Now, not anymore. Not anymore. You are very right. No, not anymore.
Yes,
customers are going to be looking at what now the benefits are. Is the company going to be supporting me? I will take a very small example also. Now, even though it is a bad example, I will talk about a very small example. See, companies have been making money for a very long time. I know of a company which is making 300 crores every year, and this company has around 10,000 employees with them. And then suddenly, when the COVID happened, their salaries were blocked. And the first salary after May 25th was given in, after March 25th. So March 25th salary has to be given on April 1st, right? They did not give it April 1st week. They did not even give it in May 1st week. They gave it only in May 20th, on May 20th. That means the company has lot of money when employees are supporting them, even though it is out of our topic of marketing, but companies have to really take care of their employees. Only then, see, if the employee is happy, they will be happy doing marketing for him. They will talk about this. So that's another example that I wanted to cite. Companies should, everybody will look at a company and now they create feelings about the company. And that is what I wanted to sort of add here, even though it is not under our purview of marketing. Yeah, you are very right. Correct. Yes, sir.
That too, in the Delhi also, one mushroom growing one farmer, he sent his employees, 10 employees by flight to their native. That good deed has become a big marketing and appeal to everyone. Yes, sir.
I will talk about a small point also here, since she has brought up this idea. The idea is, see, you have to do an internal marketing before you do an external marketing. Internal marketing is connecting with your employees, keeping them happy. When the company is, when the people are happy, they will make sure that the company can sort of sell their products. I used to work for hotels before. So we say if the employee is happy, they will make the customers happy. When the customer is happy, the company.
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Yes,
yeah.
Thank you,
question.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Mr. Kumari wants to ask some question. Yes, please go ahead. Please go ahead. No, you will have to ask me the question again. I didn't hear you. Yeah, in case you are not audible, I mean, in case you cannot speak, you can click on the question here on the chat.
One participant, Ganesh Muthaya sir asked that future changes, then how to develop our Indian economy? The question of Ganesh Muthaya sir.
So basically, in our presentation, we were looking only at the marketing aspect. Indian economy, yesterday the professor from Christ has given a lot of ideas. I think most of the participants who I see today was there yesterday also. I can see many faces which are familiar. So he was talking about the economic impact, and he was talking about how economy has to be developed. So I will add one more point to what he was telling yesterday. See, the money has to be coming into the hands of people. Now, if the company says we don't have money, and if you don't give the salaries to the people for the employees, what will happen in turn? They will not spend it in the market. When they don't spend it in the market, and when they don't give this money, I mean, when they cannot utilize this money, then naturally the economy will come down. So if you, I'll take a very, very small example here. Now, my brother works in, my brother owns a couple of shops in the UK. And what the government told them was, if you have a shop, if you have an establishment, 80% of the salary will be given by the government. So only 20% they have to, the owners have to create from their own business. 80% of the money is given by the government. So what they are trying to do is they are trying to plow in money into the market and keep the economy stable. But in India, unfortunately, we do not have any kind of government support like that. So typically, governments should support people who do not have money, and at least they should see. In Kerala, if you see, they have given through the ration shops and all that. They have given lots of produce. I mean, they have given a lot of groceries and other things. So everybody is happy with that, but then the money will not come out into the market. If the money comes out into the market, only then we can sustain the market. So I think I have sort of answered most of his questions. I know that I have not answered completely, but these are the directions. These are the directions. Next question.
Now you can ask questions.
Yeah. There is a question which says, will there be cost control and will prices get reduced for sophisticated products because of this COVID? I don't think so, because if you are trying to reduce the money items of those kind of items, then you cannot bring the prices up. That is why I said you have to be the companies have to be very, very careful. Offer something free to the customer, then the customer will always look for the fee, right? So you cannot bring down price. Let us say a Volvo car. You cannot sell it at 10 lakh rupees because the customer will expect that 10 lakh rupees after the COVID also. So I don't think this answer is to Srividya Balaji. Right? I don't think that the sophisticated or so-called luxury products will bring down their prices because of the COVID. Second question is from Ganesh Mutaya. He says, in future, our export was raised. So, yeah, he might be asking this question saying that exports might rise. Yes, exports are possible. We need to find markets outside. But then initially for the 6 months, you will not see many people who are buying from outside countries. But then you don't know. Nobody can predict the future. That is what I wanted to tell you. Gurusamy has a question. How to regain the supply chain management after lockdown period? Very difficult. Supply chain management is the most affected for the time being. That is what the responses. If you see the world, different documentaries which have come up during the COVID, most affected places are tourism, supply chain. Retail is not that affected. That is what I wanted to tell you. Paul Raj asks a question: how to develop a sales in small scale industries after lockdown period? Any strategies? Strategies is very simple. Connect with the previous customers, because it takes 80% of your money to capture the 20% of the people you already have. So don't go behind new customers. Try and manage the old customers. Identify people who are important for you. Manage them. I think that is what you have to do in small scale industries. So whoever has been supporting you, manage them properly. Go to them, at least pick up the phone and ask them how they are feeling. Don't go to the customer only for buying, only for selling your product. So small scale industries should pick up the phone and speak to them and say, how is their family? Do you require any kind of help? Ask them, right? And that is how you manage that is how you have to manage the small scale industries, I think. Yeah. Another question is from Selva Bala. Yuani, okay. Now people moved from branded to needy things. Will this remain for long? Yes, it is going to remain for long. That is what Philip Kotler in his article wrote. Philip Kotler is considered to be the guru of marketing. Okay, so he also says, that is what is going to happen. Branded things for some more time, not many, because see, I used to use the product Axe Effect, the deodorant. Now for the last 3 months, I have not been using it. So where is the question of the brand? So I don't think you need any of the brands anymore, right? And yeah, because people don't have money, they don't have money with them, so they might not use it. You see, whatever money they have, they will use only for their khana, food, right? So they don't use branded products. Who is interested in branded now? See, it is going to be strong, like that for some more time. I think that is my prediction. Is it possible to export things in the shortest period? Difficult, but then if you have already started exporting, you might have some connect with foreign countries. So that is what I have an answer for. Otherwise, you will have to find, anyway, you are on, you might have to find people who can buy from you. So export sales, Tirupur is very badly affected. That is what I heard. Most of these cotton apparel is very, very effective. That is what I heard from one of the conferences in the past. Recently, I have been in a conference. They were saying difficult to sustain. I've been in a conference with hospitality people. So they say they cannot even open the shutters, right? A hotel has to have at least 5 crores for running it for 1 month, for maintaining it for 1 month, even though there are no customers. 5 crores. Example is from a hotel in Cochin, where they have 200 room. It is a 200 room property. I talked to, a day before yesterday, there was a conference of cinema people, and they are saying to operate a theater, in a theater, they will have to pay 50 rupees as their electricity bill. And every second day, they have to run the projector for 30 minutes. They have to run all the they have to run all the lights. They have to they have to run all the sound systems for 30 minutes. And that will escalate costs. And their current bill, the electricity bill, is approximately 1 lakh rupees every year, because every month, because 50,000 rupees is a static bill that they get, and whatever additional they use, is to be paid to the SPB, the state electricity boards. Right. This is Kamala Veni. She says this is the right time to motivate our local brands. Yes, absolutely. That is why in one of my slides I was talking about customers who will talk in social media to go local, right? Think global, but then go local, right? And buy products which are local. So definitely that motivation will come, because people have become vegetarian. People have how to consume and how much to consume, and they have started informing other people and people in their social circle that they should buy locally. So you are very right. This is the right time to motivate our local brands. I agree with you, and then that is we also should buy it from local. We also should go and buy it, except that you have to wear the mask and you have to use the hand sanitizer, and you have to go to a local place to buy it. Don't go to big places and buy it. This is the right time to show concerns for other people. You are very right. Right. Local sellers are selling more than MRP. That is a separate situation. That you can, of course, complain to the customer. You have this, what do you call that, consumer forums and all that. So you can get an online, you just Google search for consumer forums, and there we can complain. That is what we can do. And take a bill also. Take a bill. If the local sellers are selling it more than MRP, and if you can afford 1 rupee, 2 rupee, it is okay. But if it is more than MRP, take a bill, take the product, do a customer complaint. First inform the company, next inform the court. Consumer courts are also there, right? But definitely inform the company. On every packet there will be a customer care number. and there will be a customer care email. Write to them and tell them local seller is your seller. He is selling. But then if it is 1 rupee, 2 rupee, that's okay. Right. Yeah, that is the answer for Lakshmi Commerce. Right.
Anybody wants
Yes.
to clear our queries? I think it's over.
So,
Okay, thank you. You have cleared all the queries with a live example. It is excited one. We have learned many things from your presentation. You gave such an excellent presentation. You won lot of hearts. So, on behalf of Commerce Department, I thank you for allotting your valuable time among your busy schedule. Thank you so much, sir.
sure, anytime. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And I also have put in my email ID here on the chat box. So if somebody wants to contact me on the email ID, you can do that. My LinkedIn ID is Ajit K. Thomas. So you can go to linkedin.in and you can search for Ajit K. Thomas. The material that I shared on the WhatsApp also is from my LinkedIn ID. So if there is something that you want to connect with me on, you can definitely connect. And if you have more questions, you can ask me those questions on the email. If I know the answer, I will find an answer for you. If I don't know, I will find it from somewhere else. I take this opportunity to thank the organizers and I thank all the participants. You have been very, very supportive, even though there was a technical problem in between. But I think most of you have seen most of these slides. That is how I would like to say. And thank you so much for that. And over to you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, professors, for your active participation. I will send today feedback and quiz at 3 p.m. Yesterday quiz, out of 191, nearly 70 participants scored full mark. That is, they have answered correctly all the questions. I expect today more. So thank you so much, Ajit sir. Be with us for a few hours. Thank you so much. Thank you, participants. So I thank the management, your college also for permit you with us. Thank you, sir. Participants, now the session is wind up. Let us see tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Like a video, please.